Hello students, so once again we are back to continue with our topic of parliament, the most important part of a democracy, the parliament. So before we go into the role of the parliament, let us do a little exercise. We can see your textbook, page number 33. You can see some activities are given there. You can take this page and let us do the exercise now. So, first thing is, use the term constituency and represent to explain who an MLA is and how the person gets elected. So, we already explained that our country is divided into different constituencies. An MLA has an area. So people living within that area will vote for that MLA or that candidate who is contesting the election. So a person who belongs to another constituency cannot come and vote here. So it is divided geographical area wise, and from there the person will be elected. There may be many candidates, so there is no limit. Anyone can contest. Only that they have to deposit certain amount of money, and if they don't get certain percentage of votes, then they will lose that money. Otherwise they will get back the money. So anyone should not simply go and stand for election. They will lose their money. So because they have to submit the deposit money. So if they get certain percentage, even if they don't get first prize or the first position, they get a certain percentage of votes, then it is okay. They can get back the money. So a person who is standing in that constituency, that is the area. So if how many constituencies are there? So many MLAs also will be there. From one constituency, one person can be elected as a MLA. So that is a constituency, and then that person will be the representative of the people of that constituency. So what are the problems they are facing? Is it the water problem, or is it some other problem? So he has to go and represent the people and their problem in the assembly and make the government aware about the problem that the people are facing, and try to find some solution, try to bring some development into his constituency. Maybe the very bad shape of roads, maybe lack of electricity, or maybe lack of employment. So whatever may be the problem that people are facing, it is the responsibility of the MLA in that constituency to solve the problem of the people. Then second one, discuss with your teacher the difference between state legislative assembly, that is Vidhan Sabha. So another name for the state assembly is Vidhan Sabha, and the parliament, that is Lok Sabha. So we know we have two governments. We said earlier, and we have three governments. So the central government, that is in the Delhi, then the state government, then the Zilla Parishad. So these are the three levels of government. So the highest levels are central government, that is the Lok Sabha, and the Vidhan Sabha, that is the state assembly. So we have elections to central government after every 5 years, and we have election to the state assembly after 5 years. And so those who are elected from the assembly constituency, they will be called MLA, member of legislative assembly, and so they will be sitting. For example, in Arunachal Pradesh, the assembly is in Itanagar, and they will be gathering there. They will be discussing the problem of their own constituencies and trying to solve the problems. And MP's area is still larger. So altogether we have some, how many MPs are there in our country? We have some 545 MPs are there in our country. Then around 245 members are there in the Rajya Sabha also. That is also part of the parliament. So and in the Arunachal assembly we have around 60 MLAs. Exact number I am not very sure, so we can find out. So the MLA's area is within the state. Every state has got its own Vidhan Sabha or state legislature, and the people elect the leaders and they go to the state assembly and take the oath, and they begin to work for the people, begin to serve the people. And people who are MPs, they are elected. Their area is larger, therefore more people will be involved in electing one MP than MLA. So once elected, the MP will go to the Delhi, he will become a member of the parliament, and he will begin to work for the constituency. So certain area will be covered by MLA and MP. For example, the Ziro area, there is a MLA we also have an MP. So both of them should work together, cooperate together. MLA should try to bring the help from the state government, MP should try to bring the help from the central government and try to bring development to his constituency to improve the life situation of his people. Then number 3, from the list given below, identify the work of the state government and that of the central government. So some 4 works are given there. Let us see whether it is work of the central government or work of the state government. First one is the decision of the Indian government to maintain peaceful relations with China. So the Indian government is deciding that we will not fight with China, we will have peaceful relationship. China is another independent country. So in order to discuss issues with regard to foreign countries, the state government has no power. So it is the duty of the central government. Then second one, the decision of the Madhya Pradesh government to continue board exam in class 8 for the schools under this board. So the Madhya Pradesh government says we will discontinue the exam for class 8, or we will cancel the exam for the class 8 people who are under this Madhya Pradesh school board. So that is only concerning the people or the student of Madhya Pradesh. Therefore it is a state decision, it is a state powers duty, not the central government's. Central government duty means it will be meant for all the people of the country, but it is only meant for Madhya Pradesh board, state board. Therefore it is the decision taken by the government of Madhya Pradesh. Then third one, introduction of a new train connection between Ajmer and Mysore. So government is deciding we will start a new train service from Ajmer to Mysore. So that is a decision not just of one state, because it is connecting one state to another state. So the railway is under the central government, not under the state government. So it is a decision that will be taken by the central government to begin a new train. Then number D, introduction of a new 1000 rupee notes. So government is deciding we will start 1 rupee notes, 1000 rupee notes. So that is also the decision of the central government. The state government has no power to introduce rupees or notes. So it is a duty of the Reserve Bank of India and the advice of central government. So that is also the work of the central government. Then let's see, fill in the blanks. So there are 4 words given there. One is universal adult franchise, second one is MLAs, third one is representatives, and fourth one is directly. Let us see the fill in the blanks. So democratic governments, you can look, I hope you are aware about your page number 33. So democratic governments in our times usually referred to as representative democracies. In representative democracies, people do not participate dash. Do not participate dash. What is the answer there? The fourth word, directly. Directly. People do not participate directly, but instead choose their dash. Choose their dash. What is the answer? Choose their representatives. Choose their representatives through an election. This dash means MLAs. These MLAs meet and make decision for the entire population. These days, a government cannot call itself democratic unless it allows what is known as dash. So now only one word is left. That word will be used there. The first one, universal adult franchise. So unless it allows what is known as the universal adult franchise, this means that all adult citizens in the country are allowed to vote. So what's the meaning of universal adult franchise? It means all the adult citizens of a country will be allowed to vote in the election. That is the meaning of universal adult franchise. Then number 5. You have read that most elected members, whether in the franchise or in the Vidhan Sabha or in the parliament, are elected for a fixed period of 5 years. Why do we have a system where the representatives are elected for a fixed period and not for life? So I already said that we conduct elections after every 5 years. The term of an MLA is only for 5 years. The term of MP or the Panchayat member, Sila Parishad member, it is only for 5 years. So what do you think? What is your opinion? Should we conduct election after every 5 years? Because elections are very expensive. Lot of officers have to come here, lot of money is spent, crores of rupees is spent for conducting an election. So what do you think? Instead of conducting election every 5 years, why can't we elect an MLA or MP for life? Till you die or till you retire, you become our MLA. Is it possible or is it good? So it is not good, we can say, because in a democracy, a democratic government, we say it is a government by the people and for the people. Suppose you elect an MLA or MP for life till he retires. What happens if he is not good? What happens if he is not willing to spend the money for the people and help them to improve and develop and so on? He may be building his own buildings, he may be taking all the funds and projects and siphoning it out for making his own house, his own factory, his own buildings. So he will become richer and richer and the people will become poor only. So if there is no election after every 5 years, MLA can do whatever they want. He knows that this many years I will be MLA, nobody can change me, so I can do whatever I want. So in order to avoid that misuse of power, they are misusing their power. So government said in the constitution that we will have election after every 5 years. So if the people find this MLA is not good, he is not caring for us, he is not supporting us, he is not helping us, then what is the use of electing this person? Let us elect another person. That is what the people can do. So much of option is there. So much of option is there for the people to choose. So MLA knows, if I am not doing well, after 5 years people will defeat me, people will not elect me again, so I will not be MLA again. So I will try to do maximum, I will try to develop my area so that people will elect me again. So that is the purpose. If not so, they will not bother to help their people, they will only fill their pocket with all the money and the people will be the losers. So in order to avoid that, government says after every 5 years, though it is very expensive, let us do this election so that people will benefit, people will develop and people can choose their leaders and so on. Then number 6. You have read the people participate in other ways and not just through election to express approval or disapproval of the actions of the government. Can you describe these 3 such ways through a small skit? So if the school were to be open, you could have practiced some skit and so on. How the people make their decisions known. One thing they can make their decision known about the government is people are happy with the government or not by defeating the government, by defeating the MLAs who are MLA for last 5 years. So we say you did not do anything for us, so this time we defeat you, we will elect another person. And is there any other way that people can show protest against the government? We can conduct protest meetings, gatherings, rallies. We can write in the newspapers and so on. So many things are there the people can do in order to protest against the government, to show that you did not do well. So it is possible for the people to protest against. So that is all about a little bit of exercise we are going through whatever we have studied. Now let us come to the great institution of India, that is the Parliament. What is the role of the Parliament? What is the functions of the Parliament? Why do we have Parliament in our country? And we say it is the most central to our democracy. If Parliament is not there, then we cannot have a democratic form of government. We will have palace for the king and the king will rule and so on. But in order to have a democratic form of government, we need to have a Parliament where all the members can come and discuss together and work together and so on. So let us see. You can see page number 34. The role of the Parliament. And you can see a big round buildings. See, a big round building, and there are two houses are there. The Parliament of India, that is the supreme law-making institution. It has two houses, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha, which has the strength of 245 members, is chaired by Vice President of India, and Lok Sabha, the House of the People, with a total number of 545, presided by the Speaker. So you can see, one is Lok Sabha, another one is Rajya Sabha. So both together comprising the Parliament. Parliament has got two houses. One is called the Lok Sabha, that is the House of the People, or it has got another name, lower house of the Parliament. And Rajya Sabha is also called upper house of the Parliament, or it is also said it is the Council of States. And so the number of members are also different. Rajya Sabha has got 245 members and Lok Sabha has got 545 members. And who is the president of the Rajya Sabha? It is the Vice President of India. The Vice President of India will be presiding over the meetings in the Rajya Sabha, conducting the procedures, conducting the discussions and so on. And for a Lok Sabha, another person will be elected. He is called the Speaker. Not one who is giving speech, but the post is called Speaker. Every parliament or after every election in the parliament, they will elect a person to conduct the business, conduct the discussion, moderate the discussion, control the members and so on. And his post is called the Speaker. So, created after 1947, the Indian Parliament is an expression of the faith that the people of India have the principles of democracy. So when British was ruling, there was no faith for the people of India in their government. They never believed that British will do anything good for India. But after the independence, the Parliament was set up, and therefore the people had great faith in Indian democracy. So we are going to have a government which will listen to us, which will give us opportunity to elect the leaders who will discuss our problems, our issues in the Parliament, make law for us and help us to develop and so on. So that faith was there. So it was the decision of the members. The House members will discuss together and make the policies. And the Parliament in our system has immense powers. because of the representative people. So it is not anyone the government is choosing, but it is the people who are choosing their leaders. Therefore, these people have got great commitment to help the members of their own place, their own constituency, their own areas. So they should feel that I am sent here to the parliament by my own people, and I should do something to help the people, and so they will always try to do the great things, the great development for the people of their area. So if there are 545 MPs are there, then one MP will have one constituency. So can you say in our country how many constituencies are there? How many parliamentary constituencies are there? How many MP constituencies are there? One MP will have one constituency each. Therefore, there are 545 MPs are there. There will be 545 constituencies are also will be there. One MP will have one constituency. The number of MLAs are different from state to state. Small states will have less MLAs, and larger states will have a large number of MLAs. But for parliament it is, for time being it is fixed. If the population is increasing, government can also still divide big constituency into 2 or 3 and so on. So number will be increasing in the future. At present there are 545 constituencies. And each of these constituencies elects one person to the parliament. So one constituency can elect one person to the parliament. There may be many candidates standing for the election, but all of them cannot win the election. Only one can win the election, and therefore that person will be chosen by the people, elected by the people, and he will go to the parliament as a representative of the people of his constituency. Then the candidates who conduct elections usually belong to different political parties. So we said we can keep any number of candidates for the elections, any number, there is no limit. Only that they have to give some deposit at the time of filing the nomination paper for election. They have to deposit some money, and if they win with a certain percentage of the votes, they will get back the money, otherwise they forfeit the money. So mostly it is the political parties who are supporting the candidates. They stand in the name of different political parties. So in India we have so much of political parties are there. You know their names. So each political party, if they want, they can put up one candidate for that election. Or even people can stand as an independent candidate also. It's not necessary that only political party can put up candidates. The others also can do the same. The independent. If I have enough money, I can also stand for election. I don't need the support of the political parties. So some people standing as an independent candidate, they win the election. Then they try to join with sometimes the government. Sometimes they support from outside, or they give their suggestions and so on. So that is also possible. So you can see a chart given there. That is a old chart. It was in 1984. So many years ago. It was more than 20 years ago. This chart was made, and on that time, the parties, how they conducted elections, how many candidates they won, how many MPs they won. We can see Bharatiya Janata Party only 2, Communist Party of India 6 candidates, 6 MPs. Then Communist Party of India, Marxists, they have 22 MPs. Then Indian National Socialists, they have 2. Then Indian National Congress, they have 404. See, that is a major party, and throughout the country they are able to win a lot of seats. So out of 514, those days only 514 seats were there, and out of 514, Congress alone is able to win 404 MP seats. Then Janata Party 10 seats, local 3, and so on. Then some states parties were also there, regional parties, they were conducting MP elections in their own states. So All India Anna DMK They were able to win 12 seats. Dravida Muneta Kazhagam 2 seats. All India Forward Bloc 2. All India Indian Congress 1. Jammu and Kashmir Conference 3. Kerala Congress 2. Muslim League 2. Peasants and Workers Party 1. Revolutionary Socialist Party 3. Telugu Desam Party 30. See, that was a state party, Telugu Desam Party, working in Andhra Pradesh. So in Andhra Pradesh, all the MPCs, their local party was putting candidates and they were able to win. So 30 seats they were able to win. Then independence 5. So 5 people were able to win the election without the support of any political parties. They were able to win. So in 1984 there were only 514 Lok Sabha seats. Now it has become 545. So as the population is increasing, the number of seats also will increase. So we shall wind up for today, and we will continue again in the next class about the parliament, how we can participate in the elections, what the parliament will do for us, and what are the main roles of parliament, what are their duty, what are MPs are doing in the parliament. All those things we shall see in the next class. So thank you for listening. Have a nice day.